Welcome back to KISH. There we go. Got some excitement. Thanks for joining us again on KISH YZ, kicking it in the second half. I'm here with Hugh. Say what up, Hugh.
What's up?
There we go. I'm D. This is Groot. And tonight we're doing a debate. Look at this. Julius Randle. What do you guys say about that?
Yeah, so I like Julius Randle, but
okay, what else?
Earlier, you asked me if I believed that Julius Randle could ever get on Joel Embiid's level, and I said no, and you disagreed with me. So I guess we're here to discuss that.
Oh, we're going to discuss it, all right. I mean, I'm just making a bold statement about Julius Randle potentially being like a Joel Embiid. He don't have to be exactly Joel Embiid. You know why he doesn't have to be exactly like Joel Embiid?
Why?
Why? Because I don't want him to have all those injuries Joel Embiid has had. Whoa. I mean, that's what I'm saying, though. That's part of the equation. Like, if Joel Embiid's putting up a MVP caliber season and MVP caliber numbers, but your MVP is off the floor half the time, I mean, you tell me.
Yeah, I agree with that, except the injuries there.
I mean, it's part of it. It's not the only point I'm trying to make, but it's the first one I'm going to start off with. I mean, currently now,
I see where you're coming from there.
I mean, currently right now, Joel Embiid.
I didn't mean injury history, obviously.
I mean, I'm just throwing it in from a player of, from a fan perspective. I'm asking, can he be like Joel Embiid? What can he bring towards his team? I mean, right now he's an all-star. Julius Randle's all-star. Embiid's all-star. Julius Randle's all-star, and Embiid's an MVP caliber player. You might not hear of Julius Randle being that type of player, or at least not right now. But as far as for his team, or even the level of, down the road, could Joel Embiid, if he keeps thriving in this role, just be looked at as, man, maybe he's top 10 if they were to, go down the list that far as MVP level season in his career. Like, he plays for the New York Knicks. So that right there alone, that's just, that's a big franchise. Everybody talks about the Knicks because of their past. And when you play for a franchise like that, you got somebody like Stephen A rooting for you. Stephen A, the guy who said, a few months back, I'm more excited about the New York Knicks than I am the Brooklyn Nets right now. And look where they're at. They're making the playoffs. So, I mean, yeah, the Sixers make the playoffs, but I think the Sixers might need to go a little bit further. If we're talking about currently now, like, you need to go in a conference championship. You need to be in the finals. So why can't Julius Randle have that opportunity to get the Knicks there? You gonna say something? Are you speechless?
I just view Embiid as a guy that could carry that team. I mean, obviously they have Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, Seth Curry. They have good guys on that team, but I think if it came down to it, Embiid could take over a game, which he's done before.
Let me say this, Embiid can carry that team, but guess what? Somebody's going to have to carry Embiid off the floor.
No,
I mean, I don't wish injury on anybody, but come on, man.
I'm talking this specific season.
This is a big blow right now because, like I said before, I gave props to Joel Embiid for playing his butt off this season and being in that MVP conversation, because this is what we've been waiting for. Even if you're not a Philly fan, like, why did they draft him so high? Why are they, not trying to trade him? Why are they trying to keep Simmons and Embiid together? Because of this. This looks amazing. But man, if he just didn't get injured again and out, at least 2 weeks? I mean, hopefully he's good enough for the playoffs. But I mean, we saw last year, even with the bubble, the layoff there. And then what happened? Injury. Maybe it was Simmons. I don't know. But somebody got injured. It's too much, man.
Yeah. I mean, I see what you're saying there.
I know you're a stats guy. Get into the numbers a little bit. I mean, maybe that'll help you out.
Okay. So let's look at this year's stats so far this season, right? So I just want to throw out that Embiid is 27 and Randle's 26. So Embiid's a year older, but not much. Okay, but if you're just looking at this year, okay, Randle has.
Wait a minute. I'll give you that. As far as the age thing, how close they are, because I didn't look up any of these stats. I'm not a huge stat person when it comes to like giving my opinion about this stuff, but maybe I should have. But I would say Julius Randle probably had more court time, so he's probably a little bit older body as far as when it comes to how many games he's played compared to Joel Embiid. But, their age is relatively close, so, maybe not too big of a difference there. But like I said, I think Randle still has time to grow, but, go ahead.
Yeah, but see, the reason I jotted down their ages because I didn't know how old they were, and I wanted to see, well, is Randle, 2, 3, 4 years younger than Embiid, where he has time in his prime to get to where you expect him to be, and so that's why I got the ages. But all right, if you're just looking at this year specifically, so Randle is averaging 36 and a half minutes a game, and Embiid is about 32 and a half. So Randle's averaging about 4 more minutes a game on average. So if you're looking at points, Embiid is 29.9, so I'll say 30, and Randle is 22.9. So I'll say 23 there. So on average, Embiid is averaging with 4 less minutes a game, about 7 more points per game. Rebounds is pretty closer than I honestly thought it was. Embiid, 11 and a half, and Julius is 11. So, I mean, that's pretty close right there. Assist, Embiid's not, much of a passer. So he's at about 3.3, and Randle's about 5.7. So, you got about 2.5 more assists a game going Randle's way.
Real quick. Back that up a little bit. Embiid's not much of a what?
A passer.
A passer. So therefore, if he's not much of a passer, but they use him pretty often, then he's more of a scorer in the way where he can get more points per game because he's not passing the ball as much. What do you think?
That's because I think he has the ability to do that.
I think Randle also has the ability to do that. I'm looking at his career path, and coming to the Knicks is basically the first time he's been the to-go guy. Embiid, relatively speaking, he's been the go-to guy the whole time he's been there. So, yeah, he is the number one option. They've had guys like, obviously, Tobias Harris there, Ben Simmons, who we know is not known for really his scoring, or at least from the perimeter, but Jimmy Butler. They all defer to Joel Embiid. The system is being played through him. But Julius Randle is just now getting the opportunity, basically the last 2 seasons, to do that. Like I said, as long as I see him staying with the Knicks and them feeding him the ball, not saying that somebody else couldn't rise up, but this is now him getting the opportunity to be in that Joel Embiid type of situation. Playing with the Pelicans, you're playing with Anthony Davis, playing with the Lakers, while they were trying to figure out who their go-to guy was. And when he was drafted, Kobe was there. Doesn't matter if it's young Kobe or old Kobe, it's Kobe.
Yeah. And so back on those stats. So 3-pointers made, I just figured I'd jot that down because I know Embiid has a little bit of a 3-point shot, and so does Randle. So Randle's averaging about 2 3-pointers made a game, and Embiid's a little less than 1.5. So Randle has Embiid there. Now, one thing that spoke strongly to me about Embiid is his defense. We all know that Embiid is a great defender, and Randle is not to say he's a terrible defender, a bad defender, or anything like that, but he's not on Embiid's level, in my opinion. Steals per game.
Who's the bigger flopper? Who's the bigger flopper?
Okay.
Hey, just answer. Who do you think? Who you think, though?
Embiid. But yeah, Embiid is averaging about 1.2 steals a game, and Randle is averaging about 0.8 steals per game. And then blocks kind of surprised me. Embiid's averaging about 1.5 blocks a game, and Randle, for playing power forward and some center occasionally, he's averaging not even a half a block a game. It's actually 0.3 blocks per game. So that kind of surprised me a little bit how Embiid has him over tripled in the blocks per game category. And beat by a decent margin in steals.
I get that some. Yeah, I'll give Embiid that because, Julius Randle is a smaller guy compared to Embiid, who's like, 7 foot, maybe 7'1", and Randle's around 6'9", playing power forward, like you said. But he's also got, Mitchell Robinson on the team when he's healthy. That guy's averaging like almost 2 blocks, 1.9 or something like that, just off the top of my head. So, one of those stats that, yeah, maybe he can improve, but maybe you just don't have to do that type of work for him.
That makes sense. See, I feel like you're painting me as that I don't like Julius Randle. I really like Julius
I'm
Randle. I'm
not
very
saying
high
you
on
don't
Julius
like
Randle.
Julius Randle. I'm just saying, can you give the man some props?
I do give him props. He's having a hell of a year.
I mean, we got a comment the other day when we did
scoring.
The video.
That's true. That's true. He's scoring. He's scoring a lot of points. He's like I said, he's scoring a lot of points. He's about averaging close to the same rebounds. He has more assists, more 3-pointers made. I think it's important for big guys like that to have a 3-point shot. I think it adds a lot of versatility to their game. I'm not sold on him as a defender. And like I said, he's having a hell of a year, but I don't think he's up or can reach. I think what you're seeing with Randle now, maybe a tad bit more potential, but I think this is about close to his top. And Embiid, I mean, we're just seeing. I mean, this year he's getting better. I think Embiid. I still think he could work on his game. I think he can get better. Randle, like I said, I think he could, but I think he's about close to his potential.
So Randle, personally, in your opinion, has peaked, and Embiid is still climbing. Not a rapid rate, but he's still got some left.
I mean, obviously, this is Embiid's best year of his career, and
why is that?
I think that. I mean, what is it? He's first right now in the MVP race.
I mean, why is that? It's because he's been on the floor.
Yeah, he's been playing.
Yeah.
So see, Randle's been playing a lot, and I mean, this is his best year too. But I mean, right. Embiid, he's, mainly a full season healthy, and you see what he can do. And so it's just in 2 years, if he just keeps getting better and better and better, then what? I mean, if he stays healthy.
I mean, if he stays healthy, but that's what I'm saying. Embiid's had this opportunity his whole NBA career. Julius Randle's had it for 2 seasons, even though they're close in age, just 2 seasons. I mean, a year ago, people were like, it's the Knicks. What do you expect? It's the Knicks. What really has changed much outside of the breakout season of Julius Randle and a few trades?
Not much.
I mean, people are excited about the Knicks. If you're a Knicks fan, you're like, whoa, we're in the playoff picture. Like, where'd that come from?
Playoff picture.
I mean, who thought about that? If you're not a Knicks fan and you're not like, oh, I'm hoping and begging that the Knicks make it this year. I mean, who's thinking this year after the offseason, man, the Knicks, they're making the playoffs. Julius Randle's going to be all-star. I mean, for me, like I said, I'm going to give props to Embiid. Yeah, I said last year I thought they would make the finals, but they didn't. I was thinking this year they'd make the finals. We'll see what happens with this injury. But, I mean, for the Knicks fans, I mean, and if you're a fan of Julius Randle, I mean, he's looking pretty good. I'm just asking about potential. Like, can he reach that Joel Embiid level at some point in his career? He doesn't have to sustain it, but can we see a season where it's like, okay, he's improved upon this season? Like, if it's next year, the next consecutive year, and he makes the All-Star team again, and it's like a no-brainer that he's an All-Star. Like, he might even be an All-Star starter. Maybe even if Embiid's hurt again, and he has to either take his spot or he gets more votes because Joel Embiid can't participate. Don't wish injuries on anybody, but it is what it is when it comes to that. I mean, health is part of the game.
Yeah, I will say potential, what you were just speaking on, right? So like I said, they're about close to each other in rebounds. So, I give him that. He's already a better passer than Embiid. He's better at 3-point shooting. I think that he can improve his defense some, and I wouldn't be surprised if that was maybe something big that he worked on to try to get those averages per game up a little bit. But it's just the points for me. I don't see Randle as a about 30-point per game guy. I don't see him. Not to knock his ability or knock what he's doing this year, or knock any Knicks fans that might be watching or anything like that. I mean, y'all should be excited. Y'all haven't played this one a long time. So, and like I said multiple times, I'm big with Julius Randle, but I don't see, if you're talking about potential, I do think maybe his points per game can raise. Next season after, I could see him getting slightly better, like I said, but I don't see him 30 points per game average.
Straight up, yay or nay?
For what?
Him getting to that level. I'm taking it as a nay. Just go ahead and say it.
Nay.
Okay, I'm just gonna give a potential of saying yay. It might not come true, but I'm giving hope to the ones who want it.
Fair
You
enough.
don't want it. You don't
I
want it.
wouldn't mind seeing it. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Fair enough. Um, yeah, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I think we said enough. We'll see what happens. Keep the people interested. Hopefully y'all enjoy what we had to say. If you like more of these debates, arguing like an old married couple, however you want to
Yep.
see this, please leave a comment in the comments section and give it a like if you like it. Please subscribe if you haven't. Once again, this is Kish YZ. Hugh, give a shout out, and I'm sure it probably won't be to fans of the Julius Randle type.
All this. Shout out Joel Embiid. I'm gonna say that. Shout out the Sixers fans. You talking a lot about the Knicks fans and stuff. Shout out, hey, Embiid's probably first in MVP running right now. And if everything stays the course, stays the same, and he stays healthy, I think he's gonna be a lock for MVP. So shout out the Sixers fans. Shout out your bud 36. If he watches this, shout out your bud and all the other Sixers fans out there. This might be the year if they can hold off Brooklyn.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I mean, I have high hopes for the Sixers, but a lot of the hope just kind of went away now temporarily. At least we'll see what happens in the near future. But yeah, it's not all about the numbers sometimes, everybody. So yeah, shout out to the New York Knicks and fans like Spike Lee. It's been a long time coming. So thank y'all for tuning in. Again, Kish YZ. Say bye, Hugh.
See y'all.
Peace, love.